Sense and Sensibility. In the 19th century English countryside, the sunlight over Norland Park once gently wrapped the Dashwood family's daily life. After the long illness of the estate owner, that stability suddenly shattered. By the rules of the time, the inheritance went entirely to the half-brother John, leaving the mother and her 3 daughters without a place to stay. John was weak and greedy. He dared not speak a word of justice in front of his wife Fanny. Fanny was harsh and calculating, constantly urging John to break promises to his stepmother and sisters. Mrs. Dashwood was powerless to resist. She could only leave with her daughters. Eleanor the composed, Marian with eyes full of light, and the young Margaret were forced to say goodbye to the home they had lived in all their lives. On the eve of moving, John's brother Edward came to visit. His gentle nature, like a ray of light, illuminating the dark days. Eleanor quietly felt affection for Edward, but she was used to restraint. She hid all feelings in her eyes and never spoke of them. After much relocation, the 4 finally settled at Barton Cottage. No longer wandering, and had a small, stable home. There, they met Colonel Brandon, a mature and reserved man who cared for everyone in small ways. Colonel Brandon admired Marian's passionate nature, but Marian found him lacking romance and remained distant. One autumn day in the forest filled with fallen leaves, Marian chased the wind and twisted her ankle. Sitting on the ground with her eyes red, handsome Willoughby passed by, gently helped her up, and carefully took her home. They shared love for poetry and music, and quickly fell in love. Marian, filled with hope for the future, believed this intense love would last. Soon Willoughby said he had to go to London, and then disappeared as if he had never existed. Marian's world collapsed, and she wept all day. The light in her eyes gradually faded. While the sisters suffered, Edward unexpectedly visited Barton Cottage, but his attitude was cold and distant, avoiding Eleanor, Isle. Lucy secretly pulled Eleanor aside and revealed a shocking secret. She had secretly been engaged to Edward all along. Eleanor felt as if stabbed, but remained outwardly calm. She endured her grief while quietly caring for her saddened sister. Winter came, and London was cold. Eleanor took Marian there to change the environment. Marian still held a glimmer of hope. She wrote letter after letter to Willoughby. but none were answered until a chance encounter on the street revealed the truth. Willoughby had married a wealthy lady and looked at her as a stranger. Abandoned and heartbroken, Marian fell ill, almost losing the will to live. Through it all, Colonel Brandon stayed by her side. He carefully tended to Marian and revealed Willoughby's true character. Willoughby had never intended to take responsibility. Meanwhile, Edward and Lucy's secret engagement was exposed. Edward's mother demanded he break it or lose his inheritance. Edward refused to compromise, choosing his promise even if it meant having nothing. Lucy, seeing Edward's loss of wealth, immediately married his brother. Under family care and Colonel Brandon's protection, Marian slowly recovered. She let go of the past and understood true affection. Edward finally confessed his long-hidden love to Eleanor. Her restraint and patience brought steady happiness. Marian accepted Colonel Brandon in gentle and lasting companionship. Eleanor's reason and Marian's passion were not opposites. They reflected each other through time. Perhaps this is why Sense and Sensibility still resonates over a century later.